Hello, my light and love crew. Happy V-Day. I'm going to do love a different way, okay? It's the usual, actually. But anyway, today I light a yellow candle for the solar plexus chakra. Okay? Okay. Today's Tuesday. And there's a lot to accomplish. But they hired the right person for the job. I do it like no other, let me tell you that. I should not be offended if there are people worried about their jobs or feeling threatened or, giving me stank face for any kind of reason whatsoever when they see that I supersede them in other ways. And, it's... I guess I can't take offense to that anymore. Life is constantly reminding me, and perhaps you, because this is my light and love crew, the people that vibe with this. If not, you get the karmic lesson. So, I just, life is constantly reminding me of, there's bigger stuff out there. There's just to varying degrees. And the small stuff, we also have the choice to, look past it. But it's also overlooking your immediate circumstance, something that you could easily trip up on, so we're eliminating the distractions and the possibilities for enhanced bullshit. So we're simplifying the arena, okay? That's what we're doing right now. Angels of light and love, I welcome you in to direct and protect these messages, my chakras, my auras, my space, and that of my light and love crew, which inevitably means is inclusive of my family who also work within the same suit. Otherwise, they're not included. That's how it works. No freebies, no handouts. I'm not given the same luxury in the essence of love and learning, and the love for learning. Yes, so that's where we're at, What do you want to say, Spirit? There's just varying degrees of stuff to handle. And so once you are able to prioritize, you can make a better executive decision. You're not constantly micromanaging everything because there's not a lot of bullshit to, sift through. So Spirit wants to talk about a little bit, give more weight to decluttering. And I've been doing that, there's more to it. But I've been literally putting 8 hours to 14-hour days in cleaning up all of the stuff that's been neglected in the, here, and, major milestones per area. It's insane. The minor solutions that I come up in the environments that I work in, they amount to greatness. Those things, those improvements, those opportunities for improvements are substantial because they create efficiency, not just for a singular person, but the whole entity. So, I have to say that my presence is a blessing to wherever I'm at. And those that encounter me come to see that. It's just about getting that foot in the door. You know what I mean? It's funny. I dropped in my application several times to this one company, right? And I don't know why I've been declined. I don't know why, not even within 24-hour turnaround time I've been declined. But through another agency, I'm like well liked. I got my foot in the door, and this I don't even understand it, okay? But you know, like I don't know, man. So it's just, you never know how things are gonna go. Okay, Spirit, what deck are we going to use today? Because like there's many here. Yeah, like I'm getting constant calls and bills, and it's like, what do we want to say about this? Because no matter what I say, it hasn't brought in $1, like $1 donation. Maybe I have no, like, I'm not saying that like I'm not grateful. I'm just wondering, what is that formula? Can I get maybe like $50? Can I get, I don't know, like, I know that kind of attitude doesn't like sweeten up anybody's like decision to like donate to me, but like I know I do like not just fantastic work, like it's phenomenal. So you understand? But like I'm just believing and trusting in the process that, you know, whenever I reach this point that it's more like, you know, it's really like a process of elimination. You know who's going to be there really for you, and those who really appreciate you, not just like when you, I don't know. So I believe in my downloads, and part of that tells me that this is like a sweet, sweet honeypot that is absolutely protected. Nobody can even touch. Do you understand? They can try to duplicate, but like, it's like the dot, what is it? It's very pixelated. You have to like squint your eyes to see if like, oh, that's trying to copy that, you know? Maybe if I squint my eyes, but like, you don't. So, I think in part of the reading yesterday, the 3-part series, the trilogy. I forgot what those things are called. So anyway, and that, you know, you just gotta lower your defenses a bit and realize, you know, what's going on around you. And many are blind to what's going on. Even other readers. I don't know, man. So many sell out. But we gotta remember our own position, you know? Like, if I look back, I think, wow, like, I sold out to that company. I sold out to that company. Like, not being true to myself. Like, but I didn't play 100% in the game. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, I didn't play people. I didn't do that. But the biggest person that I sold out to was my true self. You know? I was learning on a very, like a basic curriculum. I was filling up time, making up for lost time for the challenges, for certain opportunities that I didn't get before. So I wanted to really push myself and see what I could accomplish without, you know, intentionally anyway, stepping over anybody's toes. Give me a second. Coffee and tea. Delicious. All right. What deck are we going to use? Because I realize that my downloads are like limitless. So I could ask again, what should I be more aware of this time around? I could get, a similar answer or completely different. Just like, what is it? Because there's this one big concern of mine where, like, it's like, the more I trust, how do I say it? What do we want to say about this, Spirit? Because, like, you know what? Spirit has been standing up for me in multiple arenas. And you know what that means? That, like, the biggest bullshit, Spirit will show up themselves. Spirit will show up and lay the law. The one that no one's above. Do you understand? So, like, I don't need to add to that. No. I'm just waiting for that time where Spirit, like, tells me, like, this is where you gotta do it. Do the thing. Whatever that is, And sometimes it's just speaking words to re-reform, something like that. That's interesting. Okay. Let me turn the tables. Like, there's a lot of manipulation with reformation. So they're telling me to re-reform. That's insane. Like, I'm the final, like, copy edit person. Not just a proofreader, but the final pair of eyes that it goes through. Goes past anyway. But maybe through. I mean, on a soul level of discernment. But, that's what Spirit's telling me. It's just I need to reaffirm these things. So I have to be very careful with my thoughts and my words. But I can't deny things that are absolutely just like, not just red flag, it's dripping with blood. That's what's happening. It's drenched. So it's not even like, this vivid red color. There's a darkness to it. Almost like Black Flag. I think there's a song that I'm supposed to channel from Black Flag. But, is Henry Rollins part of Black Flag? I forgot. Anyway, let me see here. What are we going to pick? I'm called to pick something from this fairycraft book. And, let's see here. Oh, excuse me, my dear. Oh, shoot. Okay. And, turn to a page. Okay, Spirit, what do you want me to cite information from? Like, what is it that you want me to focus on, Spirit? Okay, St. Michael's Tower. Huh, right there. That's on page 121. Okay, let's read the whole sentence here, okay? Eventually, he decided to take up the invitation, and armed with a container of holy water, he climbed the hill to St. Michael's Tower, was taken underground, and entered the beautiful castle. Oh, you know what? Spirit says that I must go through the underground. What is it, like the Mines of Mordor or something like that? I think that's what it is. I need to go to not just the underground, the underworld. That's part of Spirit knows that, like, some things, like, just don't scare me. Like, I'm more intrigued than anything. Yeah. I think that's why Lilith likes me. Yeah. It's just like, we're not afraid of being put in certain positions that, because we know that it's not compromising our power of choice, our POA, you know? And you know what that also stands for? That's a multi-acronym. Look it up. There he found himself at a banquet where and that's to get to the castle. You know what the castle depicts? That's the Ten of Pentacles, the interior of the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. There he found himself at a banquet where the guests were pretty maidens and handsome youths, troops of soldiers and servants, all attired in red and blue. Gwyn ap Nudd was seated among the frivolities upon a golden throne, and he cordially welcomed St. Colin to join the merriment and partake the food and drink. St. Colin replied that he did not eat fey food. The colors they wore of red and blue echoed the state of demonic fire and ice and hell. Oh my gosh, my stomach. That's weird, okay. Somebody's like disgruntled. That's what it is. And they might have stomach problems too. Okay, let's see. It's 8:13 on the clock. Like it did the little wind up thing, like the countdown. All right. He then took it upon himself to douse Gwyn ap Nudd and his company in the holy water, which made the king and his palace disappear. St. Colin was left standing alone at the top of the tower. Okay, there's a lot of like different names on here, but that thing, it's Saint Michael. You know, when I was talking about like archangels, that it was Archangel Michael's, incense for the time being, and it was I don't know, I got mixed up. I was doing a playback and I was like, it's not saints, but like I have certain incense that are labeled for like saints, some are for archangels, so I just got that kind of like mixed up. But it's saint work that Archangel Michael partakes in. So a grounded level, looking at Archangel Michael as a saint, but that's talking about strength. That's talking about due diligence. That's talking about the purity and ingenuity of integrity. And how, like, once you have that, it's not just being well established. It's the applications on a thorough timeline. So it's not just the means to the end. It's always the means. You know what I'm talking about? That's like that's a constant logic, a fixed variable methodology anyway. And yeah, I mean that sentence alone that was pointed to, that's interesting. Okay. That's interesting. I have never opened up this book up until now. Insane, right? Not really. Okay. So, all right. What deck are we going to use, Spirit? I'm called to use something magical. Okay. This is, I know what's in here. I haven't used this in a long time. Since my my exclusive YouTube heydays. See? I don't even know what this is called. Three of Pentacles in reverse is the bottom of the deck, and what did you want? And the Magician in reverse. So it's being in the underworld, knowing our magic through sacrifice, you see? One is pierced, and one is like in the midst of almost being burned, but it's like being able to wield this within intangible states, knowing that even the elements have this essence of like trespassing. Like this is, and so when we look at like our trespassers, this is the first time that goodness. And when we look at our trespassers, it's knowing like that their intrusiveness, but also knowing that their like when we're looking at ionic bonds, looking at their energy within its granular state. So regardless of the intention, we know that when we live by the Hyoka way, within like the ultimate inner child that's able to create balance within like the youthful state, as well as like the mature logic, that there's something valuable within those crossroads. It's not just like, oh, they're going to get their karma. This is more like, okay, what do I do with the energy that comes forth unannounced, like creeps up on you, or intrudes into your space while you're practicing, while you're strength training? What do you do with that energy? Like, what can you do, right? It's not just what do you do, it's what are the possibilities, right? And that is why Spirit finds that I'm a wonderful candidate for going into the underworld and and engaging with the underground, because the underground knows about this stuff too, but they're also learning. So, like, to be a bridge for several worlds is so excellent. I feel that is excellent, you know. But pre that, like the preface to that is deconstructing. You know, we do that with our Legos. We've talked about that several times. You know, we're master builders. That's insane. So we're letting go of the constructs, you know, even that which intruded upon our third eye, you see? Yeah. Even the third eye of our ancestors. Yeah, I got chills on that. Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, so, you know, it's Valentine's Day, and it's like the lack of chivalry, the lack of, you know, even bedside manners. Like, it's like bumping, what is it? Bumping hips is almost like bumping fists. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. There's, yeah, like, yeah, when we're saying bedside manners, it's not just like in the sake of intimacy. That's also a play on trust within relationships. The people that you trust to lean on, to have your back, to represent you, to just, bottom line, respect you. You know, it's just like, there are some things that you have to kind of take apart, because and like, it's not really like dissecting, it's almost like being an engineer and looking, does this make sense? Is this the most economical way of producing my desired product? And why versus why not? We need, what is it? Validation. Like, what is it in engineering that's like, oh yeah, DVT is not just a business acronym, but like, I thought that when I last did a divination thing on DVT, it was referenced, but I thought that because I had an occupation that also supported the engineering department. So it's design validation test. Yeah. That's what we're doing here at the DVT. Yeah, because we're co-creators. I mean, we just saw that right there. So when you do that, it's not very romantic, is it? But like, it's still very intimate. It's intrusive. It's doing like a personal audit. That's why a lot of people in marketing do not like those in engineering, because like marketing, you're trying to sell something and you kind of glaze over something like it's kind of distraction points or whatever. That's how most people market. I don't do that shit. I have the ability to, but that's where the role of ethics plays in. But with engineering, you have to, I mean, some people skirt around like doing that in engineering too. But when it comes to that, you to like stand by like what you create, so be part of something that you would be very proud of. It's like you have to do the audit, right? That's what's happening there. So put that down. Put the other two down, okay? Oh, it asked me to do the third one. I don't know why. King of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, there's some manipulations in that, you know? So, okay, we're focusing on our energy, not like what they're doing, because that can be really maddening. It throws off our energy. Like it's just one other excuse for us to like, it's one other hurdle. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like we already sense it. We already feel it. We don't even need to like waste our breath on it. Okay. Let's focus on our energy. What are we doing about it? Okay. So King of Pentacles in reverse, it's a nature lover. It's someone who is, but okay, we're talking about it in upright, right? It's someone who's industrious, who's practical, who's fair, who understands the full value of the Six of Pentacles. It's just as equivalent as the Ten of Pentacles, because you know what? If you see somebody who's reciprocating rightly, like within your field of work or those that you hire, guess what? You're going to match that energy and say, I'm going to invest in that. I'm going to take ownership and I'm going to lead that person. You know what that means? Six of Pentacles plus the Four of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. That's legendary, right? So that's the sum of the King of Pentacles. And you know what? In talking of Six of Pentacles, as far as reciprocation and balance and equity, we're talking about valuing your lovey, your Queen of Pentacles, the best mother in all of the queens. Looking at all the queens. Okay? Yeah. So, there's a balance of power there. Yeah, that's a power couple, I would have to say. So, being that the King of Pentacles, like knowing our part in this, it's taking the leadership role. And this is also being firmly planted within the underworld and the underground. Knowing that, like, a lot of people don't understand this, you know, but then again, a lot of people do. They just don't talk about it, okay? So they understand this energy. And that's why they still reign, you know? Yeah. You see, like, there's a rootedness in those that have understood what it means to, like, have to, like, deconstruct, to remove the blocks, like diminish those constructs, you know. So this is power held between the leader and, you know, their I don't know, not observers, but like almost like peers, like the people that are in their in the environment. So it's like we're rooting together, like we're planting the seeds and they're helping take root. But together, it's like, it creates like an expedited route within the navigation of darkness. That's what it's saying. Okay. Anything else you want to say with regards to this? Why is it like this? Okay, I need to shift it here. Okay, I forgot what this deck is called. Ooh, that's a High Priestess in reverse. But what is this called? Nine of Cups in reverse. Like, you know what this is? This is the in its highest form. What we've got to do. Like something's peeking over there too. Gosh. Okay. Shh. Okay. This is us in Hangman view. Like we're grounding that. We're looking at things objectively. So you know what that means? That's independent thinking. And it's looking at like what makes like ultimate happiness for us, you know? you know what this means? It means like don't underestimate certain opportunities, but also don't give it more weight than it actually is. Okay, so independent thinking when it comes to like looking at our resources. Okay, so as one, it's looking at all of these as like half a cup, right? So is the cup half empty or half full? And Spirit is saying for like this is stack a cup energy when it's a half a cup, because it's gonna have to like let go of some anyway, and it creates a fountain, especially with 2 in hand. So that's 7 of cups. That's like oh my goodness, I've never received this card before. But the many opportunities that come through, that it's like milestone after like it's almost like ladder climbing when it comes to like stacking up those cups. Like you're doing the dishes and like you have limited space available, so you're stacking the cups so that they dry, in some way. Like there's something about that there, like take one down, pass it around, 99 bottles of beer on the wall, so 7 of cups right there. It's looking at deconstructing, what was presented to us as options. We are independently thinking, and we're not like tossing them out. We're looking at them, even if like we get calls, even if we get like, how do I say it? It doesn't mean that we have to be a yes man to everything. Like even the experience alone of interaction and how we conduct ourselves, even the art of making an executive decision where it just crosses our path within like a millisecond of that decision, like comparability served its purpose, right? We stack up those things. But we have 2 of cups here, harmonization, the ability to do that. Like what makes us happy, what creates happiness in the long run. And that's really what we're looking at. It's filling our own cups, making opportunities for ourselves. Honestly, I have to tell you, Spirit, I don't know 100% what that means right now, because I've been really trying. I've been doing the work. I don't know what this all means. Like, So anyway, when I laid this down to set up, it hit my altar cards, and what shifted and laid to from upright to accentuated is the Wheel of Fortune. And after doing that trilogy read, I what was it? I looked up the new moon in Pisces, what that was all about, because I didn't even know what zodiac sign it was in or whatever. I looked it up and I was like, whoa, yeah, it's about like really going after what you want to do, shorty, what you want. Like, what is that? I'm all the way up. And it's so when I read about it, like, and how it affected each zodiac sign, like all of the scribing that I've put towards it, and even like the verbal divination, it hit the spots on like high points within my natal chart. And so it was just like, wow, I'll do this for real. And I'm accurate without having to like engage with others or like, flip through books or anything like that. I don't know. It's very cool. So I appreciate my supporters from the beyond. My light and love crew there. Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. Oh, it's the High Priestess again with the Ace of Cups. Yes. Like Spirit says, like, you don't have to go to other readers. And I'm like, I know. I just sometimes want to pretend that I have friends. Like here. Sometimes I just want to entertain the fact that, like, I have a support crew down here that, like, within the same field. it reminds me, like, it makes me think of, like, what it must be like to be the only child. You know, to grow up to be, like, the only child. Do you grow up early, or do you never really know what it's like to be, like, you know, I don't know, like a child? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would imagine it to feel lonely and not, like, people, like your peers not understanding you completely. That there's, like you grow up too quickly in a way, because, like, all you really have is yourself when it comes to, I'm just generalizing here, but, like, all you really have is yourself to, like, there's a lack of socialization on a local level. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, I think that's, I don't know, that's, I just feel like, okay, so the high priestess is very in touch with the divine, also, like, understands the pull of Selene, or, you know, like the moon goddess, and how that very in touch with, like, the moon phases. Some would call her, like, a divining witch. Yeah. Very in touch with the water element. This is a divination crew. Cool. Okay, so what other ones came through here on shifting? Like, was strength. Okay, it's like kind of on a downward trajectory almost. Okay, not downward, but it's like shifting, like slanted. Okay, so strength, 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups, Page of Cups, and the Lovers. Okay, so I think what we're talking about when it comes to, like, a slight sense of, like, loneliness, almost like it's almost like most of the time you just hear your own echo. You know, I don't know. There's something about it. It's like so it's I think it's like that inner struggle of not having, like, that shared time almost. So it's like you have to make with what you can, you know, just kind of like shake it off a bit, and you know, give that, like reinvigorate yourself again, and just kind of like, it's kind of like braving up. So, like, you kind of, as an only child, you, like, grow up a little earlier. There's a maturation of being able to pick yourself up from your bootstraps. So the learning process is, I don't know if bittersweet is the word, because there's a lack of romance tied to it. It's more like, I don't know. There's something about that. Okay, so what fell over here? 5 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like that natural sense of, like, proposed, like, mindset, like a little left out from the normal experience. So the divine always gives us opportunities, or we see them, you know, opportunities from the divine to balance things out. Like, okay, that's a bit of a missing piece. Okay, I can go ahead and include that. So when we're looking at the High Priestess and the Ace of Cups, gosh, this reading feels like a little all over the place. So, goodness, because, like, while I'm reading this, I'm thinking about, you know, a couple of people that I know from previous jobs that told me that they were the only child, and there's a certain level of, like, matter-of-factness to them, but also very hardworking and accomplished. But, like, they're resilient in a way where they don't let, like, their the things that knock them down keep them down. Do you see what I'm saying? It's there's I wouldn't say quite the aloofness. Like there's it's more of like there's I feel like with them there's like a hard fact of life which they tend to soften to deal with, you know, like in order to manage it, in order to accomplish and rise above it. But at the same time, it's like the loss of dreaminess, there's an aloofness within the state of like being able to dream for something, like there's something like a loss of innocence within the acceptance, like within the what's the word for it? Like it's okay to dream and like be like whimsical with your goals, you know, like that sense of freedom in that. That's the similarity that I've seen when it comes to like being the only child. Now, I don't think that like the story shifts if like if you're adopted, you know, there's because that's a huge tangent right there. But that is the baseline that I've seen when I like, I don't know, I was thinking about like while I'm reading these things, these at least these couple of people that have told me, and they're both males, and if they're here, which I feel like they are, they know what I'm talking about. Yeah, because you see, this is so gross. The Five of Pentacles, you see like maggots coming through like the holes in the flesh, that this is the temple of their own. Like this is not some exterior temple. This is like a temple of their own flesh, where there's like a sense of like having to separate, almost like compartmentalize. That's what it is. That it's kind of factual in order to get from here to there. Yeah, that's what I'm getting there. That there is life, but it's it's life because of like death almost. It's life because there are open wounds. But they're very caged. Like they're not spoken about. Because most don't understand. And so that's kind of the accepted demeanor on that. I don't know, like I'm supposed to be reading these. I'm just reading these cards like, okay. Let me see here, because people like of that energy are present here. Okay, so it matters what we do. Okay, they understand that as well. However, the approach as far as like our engagement is a little like the tangent is just like shifted a little bit. It's almost like, this is the first time that I'm getting this, like there's a preschool toy, like old school toy, where it's like in the shape of it's a plastic toy, like in the shape of a like sacred geometry almost. So it's like almost hexagon in different areas, right? And it has different openings, like it's like a peg like shape type of thing, opening, and you put it through. And so like once you're done putting all the shapes through, you open it up, like you twist it and you open it up to let all the parts out. You start again. So like you can have a contest on how quick you can do it, like who does it faster or whatever. Not just learning the shapes, like that's but that's what I'm getting. I don't know why I got that. Why did I get that? I think it's about this, like compartmentalizing within those open wounds, like within these vacancies of the self, that there's like a certain darkness to them, almost like darkness, not saying like it's ultimately bad, okay, but like almost like voids, like recesses, which Spirit is saying like you got to take a break to like really, like a recess, to assess the recesses. Yeah. So like the shapes, like using that concept, you know, is like once you find the pieces that are meant to fill those voids, those recesses, it's like they don't quite, how do I say it? There's like a fleeting satisfaction once they're filled, like once they've gone, like once they've been satiated for the time being, but like they don't seal the wound. It's like child's play almost. Somebody's going to get offended by that, but they'll know ultimately what this means. Okay. Doing my job here. Okay. And, okay, so when we're looking at that, okay, they're pointing to the card of deconstructing. And, so Spirit's saying, like, that's not a lost cause. That compartmentalizing is like the homework, the base level homework, the practice of it. Those are like, but this particular thing is like a pop quiz, like prepping for the pop quiz. Because like deconstructing is like pulling that apart, twisting it, and then pulling it apart, and then letting that all fall out. And then you do it again. Do it again. Self-learning. And I think that's the purpose of that. Because it's like the more you do that, it's like engaging in the inner child. You see that practice is like self-validating, self-fulfilling. And I think that you understand that. The people that have been like the only children, right? That it's, yeah, like, because there's like polarities, right? But once you're actively engaged in like knowing the psychology behind it, you're able to make more proper decisions with better fits. And it, like that practice alone, knowing that you're invested in doing that within your like highest position, it's like healing the inner child, because you're creating nostalgia with this like interactiveness with self. Yeah. Because there's nothing like more frustrating than not having like all of those blocks, you know, all of those pieces, all of those shapes. It's like it's unfinished. Like you can't fully satiate if, oh, look, the blue light, the blue candle went out again. I can't show you because it's not, like, we're not done with that. That's crazy. And like what we just said, I just heard it like bubbling, and then I looked, and then I don't know if you put in earbuds, if you put it on its highest like volume, that you might be hearing like the bubbling, but that's insane. Anyway, give me a second. That's what we're looking at there. I don't know. I'm just reading the cards, like, and seeing what it says here, because this feels like I did not expect that energy. The inner child of the only child. I've never done that type of reading, like, in knowingly. Anything else that you want to speak of, Spirit? So in grounding, okay, we initially saw the high priestess at the bottom of the deck in reversal, being very tapped in and grounding it down to the very roots, nourishing that. But when it came out, it was with the Ace of Cups and the high, like in upright position. So it's coming back like almost like the Eight of Cups, like is that right? Like, yeah, Eight of Cups in reversal, or the Page of Pentacles or Knight of Pentacles in reversal, like, which is like coming back and reconnecting with the divine. Like, cheers, like, from, this is a cup from, like, the underworld, the underground, to say, like, you know, truce, basically. Like, oh, yeah, because, like, one would be, like, from the underworld, and this would be from, you know, the heavens, basically. So it's, like, what satiates, how do I say it? This is proper representation as a high priestess, you know. It's, yeah, because there's divinity in all. This high priestess is a seer. Okay. Six of Wands in reverse, and what wanted to come up with that was the Eight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, coming back to reality, knowing that there's victory to be had, like trusting that this is an investment towards victory. It's like almost like the touchdown dance, almost like going back to like from being chased down, like all of the noise, right? And there's victory, right? That we just had, and then we're coming back. That's what I'm getting here. Like victory meets us when we go out, you know, while we're in the field. Yeah. To score for the team, with the team as an MVP, and then coming back, you know, that's what I'm getting here. I don't even watch sports, honestly. I don't, but that's the essence. Okay, that's the essence of what I'm getting. Five of Swords in reverse. It's releasing, that ego. What else do you want to say about this? Not having to one up. Like, this is not about the other team. This is about our team. That's what this is. Okay. Yeah. And being proud of, like, when it kind of hit stuff and it laid down kind of like that, inverted. But being very proud of ourselves, like giving ourselves accolades, privately. Cut the deck, and it is the Emperor. It's Spirit, hovering over, lingering around. Bottom of the deck is the Star in reverse. Spirit says those that work within this capacity are shooting stars, you know. So I mean, Spirit is also watching the falling stars, right? But yeah, that's what's happening here. Like, yeah. Like, even the crows are spent, you know. They've delivered all their messages. Like, they are tired, they are pooped. But it's like, I don't know. There's something, because crows can also speak of death, right? A star is born. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. See? This is like in the becoming. And then seeing that, that's like, you know, so that would be death right there. Like the messenger, like of death, basically the grim reaper of birds, I think, you know. But like, that's transformation, and that's rebirth right there. The star is born. Hi. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay. Knight of Wands, yeah, having absolute confidence in our abilities here. And Nine of Swords in reverse. Not losing sleep over this, like, you know, it's the Five of Swords energy in reversal or inverted. It's being proud of ourselves, but like not letting it get to our heads, you know? Like, that means like we're not gonna like geek out over like you know, people like going, you know, like fandoming us. Fanning over us? I don't know. Yeah. But it's, yeah, that's what it's saying. Okay, what the star started like opening its door to something else. What is that? Knight of Swords in reverse. So no haste. Like, this is a process. And the star in the becoming. Others are starting to notice our work and the value of it. They're understanding through their life journey. Like, we've planted our seeds. Like, there's many sprouts now. You know? So even if we haven't directly touched those people, like, it comes around. Like, what comes around goes around. So that also means for the good stuff. And so when it comes full circle, that means it comes back to us. And so that means that people that are recognized are also recognizing us. And people that aren't recognized are also recognizing us. Like, they understand this energy. Like, it's seeded through the grapevine. Yeah, okay. Now it is bananagrams time. But do you know how interesting that is to, like, be called to this fae book, like a fairy craft book? And that being the first time that I opened it, like, I just released, like, all constructs of, like, expectation. I was like, I don't know, let's see. Let's take a gander, okay? All right, let's see what's here. And it's Treading the Path of Fairy Magic by Allison and Neil Geddes Word. Excuse me. Okay, what I want. I'm called to pull one more. That one. Okay. After you have watched the smoke a while, the fairy fades and the smoke once again spirals with no particular form. You turn and retrace your steps down the wooden steps hillside until you come out into the sunshine outside the woods. So, I wanted to say that this was smoke because that's why the bird is dead right there. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, something about, like, you know, blowing smoke. Spirit is like blowing smoke. That's what's happening. Yeah. Yeah. So even messengers of death are, like, conking out, like they're suffocating within their own, like, bullshit. I'm not saying like the crow totem is, you know, bad. I'm just saying that within its, like, form of this context, that's what that means. Because crows are super duper smart, you know. They're smart. Anyway, they're observant. And they can learn like people. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. After you have watched the smoke a while, the fae fades and the smoke once again spirals with no particular form. You turn and retrace your steps down the wooden stepped hillside until you come out into the sunshine outside the woods. Yeah, it's going like making it through the woods and seeing the sunshine. Like, you see, like, the star is about to rise. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. You know what that is? That's the sun. And then the world card is beneath that in reverse. So, but like, that's crazy. The significance of the new moon in Pisces is also very unique because in, like, pure readings, I also was tuned into, like, let in on something about the people who are working within the underworld that are working in direct opposition to us and our advancement as light beings. There's something like about they're losing time. They're like not just losing traction, but they're running out of time. New moon in Pisces is a super moon. I just learned. And it is, the ancients are telling me, I think it's in the 20th from what I remember, but the ancients are telling me that it holds high significance to that date. I know that like spring is coming, Ostara is like a big deal, right? But that's like this, that's one of the points, you know, like what is it? Marking joint, you know, there's something there. So this is on page 156. Yeah, this is crazy. That's insane. You know what's behind here? It's a page of wands. Spirit want to be starting something. Interesting. Okay, so now it's time to pick some. Oh, here. Thank you very much to the Fae. They make themselves known. Okay. This is O, so it's like the world card. Things coming in full circle. Okay, I see clove right away, but okay. IRIOJORICVLVDEI. So I see ride. Somebody, Vic, like Victor. ROI. Oho, like, you know, eyes. But singular, right? ROC. That's kind of military, right? I'm pretty sure. Like military, like training kind of thing. DL. Either that's somebody's initials or download. Or both, you know. Rice. Instead of taking things with a grain of salt, we do that as a grain of rice, like abundance. Clove, I already said that. Clive is somebody's name, you know? You know, in Modern Family, TV series, older, right? But, what's his name? Oh gosh, what's his name? I think, like, I forgot. It's the dad, okay? The main dad. His role-play name with his wife, like, going on dates, like, being Valentine's Day or whatever, to get romantic and stuff. I think his name is Clive. That's funny. So sometimes, like, we need to engage in the inner child, even as adults, especially as adults. That even as silly as it may be, that there's some purpose to it, like, within its practice. So going back to that little turnkey, you know, thing of about deconstructing. Kind of letting go of, like, what you might, like, initially think about it, because humor is also very I wouldn't say necessarily a romantic thing, but it's a very attractive quality. I see voice here. Okay, so we had originally clove. Oh, clover. So there's something very lucky here. Ooh, Tina, you hit a stroke of luck. You know what that means? Love from the elementals. That's what it means. I think, what is it? St. Patrick's Day is coming up. St. Patty. I see dive. Here, we had clover. And then I forgot. Oh, man. Oh, we see lover. What? What was going on? Lover is hidden in here, but it's like also in plain sight. Oh my gosh. I'm getting Lords of Acid. song. Like, it's, I don't think it's called Lover, though. It's like dominatrix, like 90s dominatrix music. I don't know. That's what's coming up in my mind. That's interesting. Okay, I totally forgot what that other one was. That I don't remember. I see JC, so Jesus Christ up in here, as well as CJ. Voice. Burp. Okay. Do we still have voice? So it's either voice or clover. What do we want to do? Well, it is Valentine's Day, and we're in luck here. Voice is something that we're just automatically doing, All right, so dove. Oh, even doves that cry. How could you leave me standing alone in a world that's so cold? Maybe you're just too demanding. Maybe like my father, too cold. Maybe you're just like my mother. She's never satisfied. Why do we scream at each other? This is what it sounds like when doves cry. Okay. This is staring right at me. It's insane because like it's up against my selenite, which is like divination, like the spiritual antenna for the angels, right? Yeah, so it's like cleansing within its like auric type of energy field, and recharging as well. That's crazy because like I've been getting like a lot of like prints on my like the spirit of the artist formerly known as Prince coming through. I know that he passed away, but like I know that the energies of past artists who like people who have passed on comes through, and like I don't know why, like, but showing me like the the spirit of Prince wants to show me stuff about like the spiritual realm, and like there's a hidden agenda, and as well as something about like competition. So like yeah, that's what. And I also have Junior here. Let me see if I see any other names. Any other. Oh gosh, I see DR for doctor. I see Rovi. RJ, Eric, Lori again, with an IE or just an I. Oh, I see liver. Somebody needs to get their liver checked out from like drinking, like either past drinking or like something that's like even recent. But somebody should do a liver check, like for real. That's what I'm seeing here. You know why? Because the remaining letters that have made their way through, like that still need to be paired up, are R, J, and there's 4 I's. And I'm looking at the baseline clover, and it's like liver, like 4-fold. Yeah, VI, so that's the emperor, so they should really take it, ownership, like brave up to looking at their health. Lee, gosh, I haven't seen Lee in a long time. LI, that was supposed to be like some affiliation towards like a hitman, someone that's was supposed to like take me out. Somebody that's supposed to like hurt me. I don't know. That's what, like, Lee is someone that is is really good at what they do, but they're on an inside. Like, they take pleasure not just in the extrinsic value, but within the craft of being stealth and expert within their stealth. Like, I don't know, it's like they've been doing it for a long time, and they're known within the field. I see independent contractor, for real. It's like, yeah, for real. That's what it's saying. Yeah, OI, that's Morse code, but also like on off switch. Yeah, goodness. RI again. Residual income, yeah, or somebody from Rhode Island. IR, people who like work with also numbers and numerology, understanding the value of that. Die, so that's DI, that's instead of dice, I think a single dice is a die. So also ID. Oh my gosh. You know, when it comes to doves, when it comes to those that give us hope, we need to be able to discern, like, really put through the ringer. Like, we're at high value mark right now. We need to be able to, like, really validate those that give us hope, especially with the front end of like what I first talked about, being that there's 4 eyes available, and at the very, very top, that, you know, dove, that's supposed to be like giving us hope, we have 4 opportunities, like just like exclamation mark, explanation mark, you know, especially with marking, right? Executor, looking at, you know, fourfold ID, those that give us hope. Goodness. Okay. Ooh, I see Jedi. Ooh, what? Are you serious? Let me see here. Okay, let me see. I just want to entertain that for just a second. Jedi. Can we still put dove? No, we can't. So then what we would do with that? VOC, voice of customer. R is a big deal here. Anyway, Jedi is hidden in here, let me tell you. Okay, we also have JD here, somebody's initials, or a nickname. We also have DJ. Yeah. Someone who spins or scratches, whatever. I don't know. And yeah. What else are we putting here? OJ. Somebody's name is Joy, but with an I. VJ, so we have a video jockey also, not just a disc jockey, but like also video jockey, voice jockey. But we have initials here, heavily imprinted with J. Let me see here. VR, virtual reality here. I have RID here. When I'm getting like something like rhythm, there's like dubstep with rhythm, RIDDIM anyway. Okay, I'll put ROI for return on investment, singling out that O, for like closure, like hope for a return on things coming in full circle. JD is, I think, an acronym for like jurisdiction of law. I feel like it. Junior also, oh my gosh. Yeah, something that was passed down, like law practice passed down, because we have JD and JR, like kind of an ROI